Hey everyone, so here we have a dino roll. It's been taking a while for me to track this one down, but it's the famous Allosaurus. I would think after the T-Rex, for me, this was the most common predator, because we didn't, back when I was a kid, I didn't know about the Spinosaurus, that kind of stuff. Anyways, this is from wave 3. It's the first of the wave, and there's 6 of them in there. There's 3 right there, and 3 right there. There's some QR codes here. It's a very strong box, because it's a rigid, brittle plastic that can break if it falls. So keep that in mind. Treat it like glass. Here's maybe a prediction of what's going to come down the pipeline. So, well, that's a funky one. Alright. Looks like kind of like a Triceratops. And there it is out in the wild. There's this card here, credit card thing. You can register it, I guess, on some sort of app. And on this booklet, there's not only info of the dinosaurs, but info on the app. But I've never done it. So then you got this dense foam, and you gotta be really careful pulling this out of the recess, because if you snag something, it's gonna break. I've had a couple products from this company broken just in delivery, even with all this crazy foam. So yeah. So according to Wikipedia, in this image here, this dinosaur was from the late Jurassic period, and remnants have been found in North America, Africa, and Australia, as well as Portugal, so Europe. So this is a global thing. Up to 10.5 meters in length. And yeah, you don't want that thing coming down looking at you. Okay, well, let's get into the actual dino roll here. Let me change the angle. Better light that way. So on the bottom, typical of these things, is this cool cartoon fossil of the skeleton there. Very neat. It looks like it's embedded in rock with all the paint washes. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what the dinosaur is. You just gotta know, I guess. And then it's got this really textured egg or geode with different colors all over it, and then you got some gray with dry brushed claws there. Hopefully you can see that there. Chicken kind of feet, chicken kind of skin. A lot of different tones going on. Little inner claws in the back legs here. So it's very light, then gray, some purple comes into effect, a dark gray up here. Then you have tampo printed purple surrounded by the black, or maybe those are decals, but they're really well laid, whatever it is. The arms here have the 3 claws. Look how fragile and small those claws are. Yeah, very well done. A lot of wrinkles up into the neck. And then you can just see the textures, change quite a bit. So it looks like chicken skin down here, but as you go up, it starts to look more like scales, right? And then up top, yeah, some sort of overlapping ridges. Interesting. And this pink, I guess, paint on those ridges. Okay, the eyes are made of glass, and they have the little black pupil printed on, and you got these like serrated ridges covering the eyes. The nostrils have some depth, and it looks like there might actually be black paint in there. A little very light pink with some paint wash for the mouth, and you can see the tongue is floating in the air. It's got a paint wash. Even the bottom of the mouth's got some nostril recesses. And the teeth are not symmetric, which I think looks really neat. And they're also paint washed to look like they have tartar. So they're really neat. Very well detailed. They're just really fragile. That's the only thing that really bothers me about these. They could have given up some detail and maybe had these made out of PVC so they'd be, far more durable. But they wouldn't have the detail, so everything's a sacrifice. A little more info here from Wikipedia. There's 6 species of Allosaurus. It's not just one type of Allosaurus. And there's been so many bones that they know quite a lot about this creature. And so many fossils from the eggs to full adults. They suspect that, well, the bones stopped growing at around 22 to 28 years old. Very much like the Tyrannosaur. And so they estimate the growth rate of these things to be about 150 kilos per year. So that's like the size of a guy every year in weight, which isn't actually that much considering, I guess. Get up on a spin thing while I talk here. So juvenile specimens have longer hind limbs, so they suspect that the juveniles were faster and hunted differently than the adults. I guess that makes sense, right? More nimble. Most paleontologists accept that this is an active predator because they found evidence of a healed puncture wound from a Stegosaurus tail spike. So that thing was attacking a Stegosaurus. Also, like some forensic evidence showing that maybe these things attacked all sorts of creatures, and not only actively, but perhaps scavenged some scavenged bodies and probably preyed on the smaller juvenile dinosaurs, which would make sense. As this image of it turning shows, this thing would have had 20 degrees of binocular vision, very much like modern crocodiles, so it could have easily, judged prey distance and pounced attacks on poor creatures, if not run them down. Wikipedia says the top speed of this thing could have been 30 to 55 kilometers an hour. That's like 19 to 35 miles per hour. Imagine that thing running at you that fast. That's disturbing. So the last bit I found interesting is these things could have been hunting in packs like wolves. So imagine these giant creatures running 35 miles per hour as a pack. That's crazy. Alright, that's enough that I want to learn there. So I'm going to show this is the completion of wave 3 of the dino rolls. So Ceratosaurus is another large theropod that these two could have been clashing with each other, competing with each other as hunting for food. And then here's some prey items from the same wave. This is Amargasaurus. This is Sauropelta, although that's going to be a tough one to be chewing on. But poor old Iguanodon, man, that's like the mouse of the prehistoric age. It has no defenses. It's got some spiky thumbs. And then you got this Therizinosaurus, this bird-like thing with these massive claws. So those are the 6 from this wave. But there was also a 3rd anniversary of a spore crocodile called Caposuchus. Sorry for none of these spin coasters are smooth. They all have erraticness to them because they're all cheap. No one makes a high quality one, it seems. Alright, well anyways, you can see quite a lot of variation. But in general, this wave is very purplish and blue, cool colors. Only the Amargasaurus is, I guess, very warm colored. They're all really neat. I reviewed all of them if you want to look up, those dinosaurs, or just look up Dino Roll and you'll find a lot of videos now. Alright, well, that's the end of chapter 3 of Dino Roll. And I'll try to get some more and eventually collect every one of these castings. Thanks for watching today.